So I just put in the numbers so that we don't have to put too much time. But I'll just
Yeah.
explain to you. Okay. What is
Yeah.
this is the current cost is what we have calculated based on your personal finance. Okay.
Okay.
Then the number of years remaining for your kids' education is 6 years,
Right.
right? And the
Yeah.
inflation, whatever is there for education, it's around roughly 9%. It could be,
Yeah.
we'll take it higher, let's say 10%.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is going to be the future cost of the education after 6 years, inflation
Okay.
adjusted. Inflation adjusted cost is about 14 lakhs 17,000. Okay. That is per,
Right.
uh, this is for the full fees. Okay. It's not yearly. It's the full one, full cost
Okay.
at the beginning of the sixth year or the beginning of the
Okay.
seventh year.
Okay.
Then you have what are the current investments you have done towards child's education that we'll see now. Okay. Then you have the expected returns and all these things. I will explain to you once I calculate the what is your current investments which you have done. For example, the current assets which I have is which you have is flat, which I believe you want to continue to keep it. But if you sell it, you're going to use it for the other
Yeah.
property. So this I will not
Yes.
consider towards your child's
Yeah.
education. Okay, because net to net you anyway have to then pay the EMI only. Hmm?
Yeah.
So mutual funds, how much is the investments you have done so far?
I've done around 19.5 and that has grown around to 27 now.
27, 27 lakhs, right?
27. Yeah. Yeah.
27 lakhs, and then your PPF and NPS, you have
PPF
that
will
number?
be PPF will be around I think 10 or 11.
11 lakhs.
Yeah.
EPF?
EPF I don't have the number. That is controlled by the company. I have not checked that actually.
Okay, fine. Let's not
Yeah.
consider this anyway. That will be your bonus.
Yeah.
Any other assets, Hari, that you have made an investment which you can liquidate or something like that?
Uh, Nothing as of now, but from my side, father's side, yes, there are a lot.
So that will
But
be
that I've not considered in this actually.
so that you will be receiving as like a kind of inheritance or something like that.
Yes, yes.
Okay. So should I consider some amount here?
When I get it, that time I will consider. Now, what is
Fine.
the
Fine. Yeah, right. So these figures we can plug in later. Okay.
yeah.
Right now we'll just keep them blanks. So this mutual fund, can I
Hmm.
consider this mutual fund towards your retirement
Yes,
and your PPF towards your child's education?
right.
Can I consider that? But the PPF
Yeah, yeah,
has a lock-in of 15 years, I guess, right? Only after 15 years you can
yeah,
actually
yeah.
start withdrawing. But I
Yes.
think in between also you can actually partially withdraw
You can take
based
it
on
as
the
a loan
reason.
and all. Yeah,
Yeah,
loan
you
and
can
all.
take it as a
Based loan is.
loan. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. So what I will do now, I will not consider it towards education. I will consider it towards retirement only because
Hmm.
anyway PPF is meant to be towards retirement.
Right.
Fine. And your mutual fund, so this both this current investment, I'm going to
Yeah.
consider towards retirement only as a
Yeah.
goal. So I'm going to consider your current investment towards retirement,
Hmm.
these two,
Yeah.
and your expected rate of return. Now, for mutual fund, it's what is the current you know what's the current return you have got?
I mean, annual returns, like, wait,
Yeah, annualized returns or XIRR return, whatever.
X, 1 minute, no, I'll tell you.
Total, cumulative, I mean,
Yeah.
like a weighted average.
Yeah. Yeah.
This I'm going to consider 7.6%.
XIRR is 14.99%.
Okay. 14.99%. So,
Yes.
for retirement objective, this keep fluctuating, right? I mean, so let me consider on a
Yes.
13%. Hmm?
Yeah.
For a calculation, we'll keep conservative number. So this is the 11.4 or 11.5 is the expected
Hmm.
return on both your
Hmm.
investments. Okay, 11.5
Right.
is what I'm going to consider. This is your current investment which I have done towards retirement, which is
Right.
having expected return of about 11.5.
Yeah.
Now this amount will grow, right? Will
Hmm.
have a future value in the at retirement age.
Hmm.
Retirement age is 55. That's our assumption, correct?
Yes.
55 minus the current age. And this is your investment. At the end of the 55th year,
Right.
this is you're going to be a corpus about 1 crore. Now, one thing what I missed here is you're going to continue doing these investments, right?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Your investment is on a monthly basis. So I'm
Yeah.
going to add up all this monthly investment, okay, which is 58,000.
Yeah.
I'm going to multiply by 12 because that's the yearly one. Hmm. So if you continue with the current SIP, with whatever you're doing, that is 32,000 in equity plus NPF, EPS plus the ETF,
Hmm.
okay? It's the return expectation might be slightly higher, but let us continue to be conservative only of 11.5%. Hmm?
Right.
We're going to have a corpus of about 2 crores at the age of 55.
Yeah.
Now, what you need for retirement is about 3 crores. Now, how 3
Yeah.
crores? I have considered the same expected return. That
Hmm.
means 11.5. Obviously, uh, after retirement, you'll be more conservative. So let us assume 11.5 only. Okay,
Hmm.
you'll have a mixture of your portfolio, some into equity, some into debt mutual funds, right? So
Yeah.
after
Now,
you retire,
present I'm doing only equity. I'm not doing any debt.
yeah, that's fine. After you retire, you need to move certain portion into debt
Yeah.
so that
Yes.
you can be more, what do you call? It has to be, you need to have a real amount being deposited, right? You can't
Oh,
take
yeah.
that much of a risk.
Yes.
Okay. So then we will, right now the calculation is coming to 3 point,
Hmm. Hmm.
3.10 crores at the age
3.10.
of 55. So let us
Right.
assume that this corpus is needed at the age of 53, 2 years prior to your retirement. Hmm?
Right.
We'll assume 2 years prior to retirement, you need to have 3.10 crores. Now I have assumed
Right.
inflation at 8%. I have assumed your life to 100 years. I have assumed only your life. Now, uh, how much older is your wife compared to, I mean, like
Is this year she'll be 40.
40. So I think this is fair enough, right? Life I've
Yeah.
considered at 100.
Yeah. Yeah.
So then average lifespan in India today is around 80. It increased to 80. Or, some people say 75, some people say 80. So I'm
Yeah.
expecting around 100 roughly. So if you get a corpus of 3 crores, very well, you can have more benefit. You can enjoy more withdrawals in the future. Hmm? So now this corpus of 3 crores cannot be met with the current ongoing investment. So how much additional you need to do is what we are going to
Yeah.
calculate now. We're going to calculate the same asset allocation. That means you continue to invest in
Hmm.
the same PPF and equity in that
Hmm.
weighted average ratio. You continue to invest. So you get that same percentage, 11.5%. you're going to invest for 9 years.
Hmm.
And you need a future corpus, which is of 3 minus this is the delta, right?
Right.
Another big. So this is what you need to invest per month additional.
Right.
Now
Means
this
another 55,000 I have to invest.
additional you need to invest
Yeah.
per month.
Okay.
Let me recalculate. Let me recheck once. This is 3 minus this. Okay, around 1 crore of corpus you need at the end of 9 years. So for getting that corpus of 1 crore, you need to invest around 55,000 per month. Now this is assuming this particular allocation. That means as per this investment, what you're doing is you're putting 32,000 which is 54% in equity, and the rest of it, 46% is in debt. Right?
Correct.
Let us assume that you don't want this expected return. Okay, you are assuming as expected return that you're going to invest only in equity. Okay, if you're going to say only in equity, let me assume 13%, which is the equity lower end compared to what you're getting today, which is almost around 15%.
Right.
So if you do that, then it is around 51,000 per month. So roughly it is around the same amount. Okay, I mean these are conservative numbers. Okay, I mean obviously you might get more than 13%. Okay, but let's be
So
conservative and invest.
this 51,000 I have to do in mutual funds only, or where I have to do get that figure?
51,000 in the mutual funds only.
Okay.
Now this is assuming 12%, 13% return, no? So it will be in mutual
Right.
funds only. If I do at this rate,
Uh,
1 minute. If I do assuming this 11.5%, then 55,000 is what it comes, out of which 55%, sorry, 30,000 will have to be in mutual fund.
30,000 in mutual funds and 25,000 in debt
And
funds.
rest you can be in debt. If you want to invest only in equity, then it has to be around 50,000.
51,000 or 52,000.
Yeah, the difference doesn't seem much because I assumed a conservative return percentage. But if you are assuming your current return percentage of 15%, right?
Yeah.
If you assume 15% return, what you are getting today, that means it will come to around 46,000 only in equity.
Yeah. Okay.
But on the conservative side, it is better to be safer than too risky. So 13% comes to around 51,000.
Right.
Okay. And if I assume still more conservative, that is you're continuing your current asset allocation percentages, then it comes to 55,000, out of which 30,000 goes into equity and the rest 25,000 goes in debt. Or you can go in current whatever you're doing. No? EPF you can increase. EPF gives much more higher returns. I've assumed 7.6% as return
7.6.
because PPF is on the 7.6. I will assume a lower percentage return. And NPS also is on a higher percentage return. So you can expect, obviously, you can expect higher. But you can continue like either 55 you can put completely in equity, or you can put 30% in 30,000 in equity and the rest in debt. Okay, this is towards your retirement. Now let's come to education. Education, there is no current investment as of now. I assume expected return, if at all you're going to do investment, at 10%, because I'm going to assume conservative investment because the duration is slightly